guys, how are you doing? My name is Era and welcome to this brand new ASMR video. Now today I have a little book haul for you guys of science slash math books that I own. Let's get into it straight away. Okay, the first book I have here is this one. It's a book in Spanish called La vida en el universo, which means life in the universe. Yeah, it's a relatively short one. Well, not that short. I have a way shorter one. But yeah, you can see this picture of, I don't know what this is, maybe like a nebula on the cover. It's by Lewis Dartnell, which sounds like an English name, so it's probably originally it was written in English. And this is a book about astrobiology, which is the search for life on other planets. Doesn't mean like aliens and stuff. I mean, technically, yeah, but like more like search for bacteria and stuff like that, you know? I mean, if we actually found like little green people, I would be like hyped. But like, yeah, even finding bacteria would be super cool. Okay, let's open it. It's actually a pretty great science recreational science book. It actually also has like graphs and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think I have finished reading this one. Like, I think I started reading it, got to like half, and then, typical of me, like, I got onto something else, and yeah, just forgot about the book. Not because it wasn't interesting, it's just like, I'm like that. Okay, next book I have is this quantum mechanics book by Leonard Susskind and Art Friedman. It's called Quantum Mechanics, the Theoretical Minimum. And this is actually like a very compact sort of textbook to start getting into quantum mechanics. Like, I haven't finished it, but like, it gives you a pretty complete like introduction. And he like has a whole series called the Theoretical Minimum, where he just explains to you the basics of physics and like the formulas and stuff like that, and like much more than just the formulas, you know, just like, yeah, basically it's a very good introductional series. He is a professor at Stanford, this man, so you know it's good. And also, besides having these books, he has lectures on YouTube. Okay, let's do some page turning. I don't know how to position this so that it sounds better. just realized I forgot to put my nails on. But yeah, like, look, like matrices and stuff. There's like pretty serious stuff. Oops, the reflection. Ooh, this is actually... This is actually really nice. I don't know. I'm going to try to film this without nails, but like, I'm not sure it will sound as good. But whatever. I guess you just have to move on. Not you, like me, I mean. Also, do you guys prefer nail or no nail ASMR? That is the eternal debate. When I say nail or no nail, I mean like fake nails or no fake nails, you know. It would be pretty grim if I didn't have nails on my, like actual nails on my hand, you know. Okay, anyways. Next. The next book I have is actually this one. It's a math book. Well, sort of, yeah, it's called Love and Math, and it's by an author slash mathematician called Edward Frankel. And yeah, I don't know what I was going to say, but yeah, this is sort of more of a, like, Jesus, like, there's a term in Spanish called divulgación científica, like scientific, like, telling, Jesus, but like, I just can't seem to remember the word, but like, it's like a recreational, you know, not a proper textbook. But yeah, it's called Love and Math, and it's about like his journey of becoming a mathematician and like his struggles in Soviet Russia, well, yeah, in the Soviet Union, and it's pretty moving. And besides that, it actually like also tells you some interesting, like very interesting math concepts related to his field of study, which is the Langlands program, if I'm correct. It's basically like, well, from my very superficial understanding of it, the Langlands program is like sort of, you know, how in physics they have like the unified theory, like string theory or whatever, that has like is supposed to unify like relativity and quantum mechanics and stuff like that. Oh my god, I sound so ignorant right now. Well, in math they have the Langlands program, which unifies... That was a loud motorcycle. They have the Langlands program, which unifies a lot of different math fields. Oh, of Russian soup in a math book. Anyways, also like the cover is super pretty, like Van Gogh's Starry Night. Okay, moving on. Next, I have this book which is called 7 Brief Lessons on Physics, and it was a gift. Yeah, this is somewhat reminiscent of like Feynman's books, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I haven't actually gotten to reading this yet. But yeah. Well, I mean, I lied. Feynman goes into much more detail. This is just like, also like, I have to find that word. Jesus, like, I know it exists in English as well, but like, it will come to me. And here you can see, like, first lesson, the most beautiful of theories. Second lesson, quanta. Third lesson, the architecture of cosmos. Fourth lesson, particles. Fifth lesson, grains of space. And sixth lesson, probability, time, and the heat of black holes. So yeah, actually pretty interesting. Okay, next. Next book I have is by Albert Einstein, Unbecoming Young Scientist. And it's called Sobre la teoría de la relatividad especial y general. So it's in Spanish. I suppose the original must have been in German, I think. But yeah, I bought it at a Spanish library, not library, bookshop, because I live in Spain, so. And basically, it's Einstein explaining the general and special theories of relativity. Look at him, such a fall in his hair. Look at all of the sciencey stuff with equations and stuff. I bet he didn't know that like a century after he wrote this, a random girl will be making an ASMR video about it. He would think it's such a waste. I wrote this, and for what? I'm trying to like do some page turning, but it's very awkward. Okay, next we have two books left, and these are like proper textbooks. Next one is also sorry guys. Next one is also in Spanish, and it's called Cosmología Física, like physical cosmology. it is a proper textbook. I think I got this when I was maybe 17 or 18. For some reason, yeah, like I was really into like physics and stuff. And for some reason, like 17-year-old me thought that there couldn't be anything better than to have a cosmology textbook. Even though I can't like actually understand anything. But also the cover is super pretty. I think this is a photo taken by Hubble, if I'm correct. Either that, yeah, because like James Webb, I think, wasn't functioning yet. Which, well, fun fact, there are, I mean, not too many, like, those are just like the most famous telescopes right now, I think. Hubble and James Webb. James Webb being the most recent one and like more high-techy, so to say. And this one, like, also like it goes into like super dense stuff. Like you actually have to be studying physics, I think at least a master's degree level. Which, who knows, maybe one day I will end up doing a master's degree in physics. And then I will use this. Well, I don't know, I mean, could be university level too. I don't know. Super sorry for the noise. I have flatmates. I'm trying to find like an interesting graphic or something, but I don't see any. But I know it has them. Okay, now next and last, but not least, it's this textbook called Quantum Field Theory for the Gifted Amateur. Now, so like, not for me. But yeah, basically this is a like very introductory but like also proper textbook about quantum field theory, which if you thought quantum mechanics was fun, this is the stuff. Yeah, quantum field theory is super cool. That's like, actually quantum field theory is how I got into math, if I remember correctly. But yeah, also like super dense and proper like textbook, you know, with like integrals and stuff. I'm actually thinking about making a video reading you either this or the quantum mechanics one or the astrobiology one. I don't know. If you have any preference, mention it in the comments. But yeah, because like, if you don't like physics, physics, it will be an entertaining video. So it's a win-win. Do you want me to read a bit? I'm going to carefully place it on my table and find something to read. Okay, something random. 36. The Dirac equation. Our story so far as a single particle equation of motion, the Klein-Gordon equation has some serious problems. The first is negative energy states and the second is negative probabilities. Paul Dirac sees that the root of these problems lies in the fact that the Klein-Gordon equation contains a second-order time derivative as part of letter squared. While staring into the fire, well, not letter, it's like the derivative symbol. While staring into the fire in the senior common room of St. John's College, Cambridge, Dirac realized that there's a way to construct an equation of motion that's first order in the time derivative. In this chapter we examine Dirac's equation, while we treat it as an equation of motion for single particles and examine the form of the solutions and how features of these solutions describe the physical properties of real particles. Although our experience with the Klein-Gordon equation has taught us that ultimately a single treatment of relativistic quantum mechanics will not provide an adequate description of nature, the experience gained with the solutions of Dirac equation will carry over to the world of Dirac's fields, whose excitations are the fermions we observe in our universe. And then they get into like awful equations. There. So yeah. Also this someday I will get to reading it. Like, I don't know, but I feel like my brain will explode. But like conceptually it is super interesting. Anyways, that was about it for the book haul. Also, as always, say hi to Roger, and yeah, it was super nice having you here. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next video.